We've all seen the NSA story unfold when Eric Snowden, when it first cropped up in The Guardian and we saw that riveting tape and some of the comments he made. I want you to just take a look at this short clip. Let's go to clip 23.
Desk certainly had the authorities to wiretap anyone from you or your accountant to a federal judge to even the president if I had a personal email.
And that top-level national security officials like James Clapper really did get caught red-handed lying to the American Congress, which everyone now acknowledges, about what the NSA is doing. And it's amazing that he not only hasn't been prosecuted but still has his job. The NSA has trillions of telephone calls and emails in their databases.
It's pretty frightening, really, for all of us, and we're just learning about this. So let's talk to an expert. We're going to bring on Aliya Sternstein. She's a senior correspondent with nextgov.com, and she works in cybersecurity and homeland security. Aliya, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
Aliya, let me get this straight. You have a low-level NSA contractor like Snowden. We find out that the NSA has been gathering information on our phone calls for literally years. Then we find out that the NSA has been spying on the EU. That has a lot of people pissed off. And now, in your recent article, you talk about that they're building a new facility 7 times bigger than the Pentagon. What am I supposed to say to that?
Well, I don't know. That's the whole issue with this project is that it's unclear what's in there. This thing is actually 15 times the size of MetLife Stadium, and the builder of this compound compares it to running a municipality. There will be supercomputers inside to crunch on all that data that you just described that is coming in to the United States, and so they're breaking codes, and then they have to analyze that information, the so-called connected dots.
Well, the whole concept of what they do is fascinating. It's almost like literally a James Bond movie. Now, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, that you spoke with a Harvey Davis, and he seems to be one of the top National Security Agency officials. He's in charge of putting this all together, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He puts together the data centers that NSA runs worldwide, and actually there's going to be a sister data center munching on this data in Fort Meade in Maryland, and they all kind of serve as backups. So this data is located. I mean,
now here's what I don't understand, and I got this again from your article. Apparently, Harvey Davis gave an interview to Government Executive. I'm not sure if that's a magazine or just a website. And for me, that seems kind of odd. Aren't they supposed to keep secrets?
Well, that's my parent publication, Government Executive. Yes, they gave me an hour with this man. He's a good, down to earth man, just like he says, keeping his head down, doing his construction work, just brick and mortar. Again, this was coming out during the time of Snowden, so they wanted to show the human side of NSA. And still, I would ask, what's in there? Why is it so big? The requirements for that.
Well, what did he say? I mean, we're talking about 7 times the size of the Pentagon. I mean, that's enormous. What could possibly be in there? How many employees will actually end up working there?
Just 130. They are not the analysts. This is.
Could you say that figure one more time? How many?
It's about 130, 150.
150? I don't understand that. You're saying 150 are going to be working in a facility that is 7 times larger than the Pentagon?
Makes you think what else is in there, right?
So it's nothing but computers. It's just machines. And a couple of guys oiling the machines now and then. They don't even need us anymore.
Yeah.
The machines can spy on themselves. Here's a question that I had, and maybe you could answer this. We had the sequester, that really started at the beginning this year, and that was really a cut to a lot of federal programs. It's cut to the military. I know, in fact, that this is true because my son serves in the military in Germany. He's seeing cutbacks over there. What about the NSA? Are they seeing any cuts at all, or are they just full steam ahead?
Yeah, no, it's across the board cuts. This Harvey Davis that you mentioned was in charge of cutting something like $100 million off the price of this $1.2 billion project, and what he did was just hold the contractors down to their promises and say, you can't change this contract. We are not dragging it out. You do what you told us we're going to do and finish it on time.
One of the interesting things that I read in your article, and if I'm incorrect in this, please help me out here. I believe that Harvey Davis made it a real point when he put this project together. He really focuses on helping disabled people. Is that correct?
Yes. He used to be an HR official, and when he was doing that about a decade ago, he realized, there's this untapped population that really wants to work, that doesn't want to go home, and they're just as able to do the kind of tasks that NSA needs. We're talking not just the construction people, but also the computer programmers. And so he's brought that appreciation with him to this job, and now that he's in an even higher position, it makes his impact, even his footprint, even larger on the organization. So they have agreements with nonprofits that place individuals with disabilities in government and private sector jobs, and he pulls in about 200 individuals with disabilities into the NSA workforce a year, just from one organization. And he just...
I think that's wonderful. This may be out of your wheelhouse and maybe an inappropriate question, but some have pointed out that maybe it would be better if, rather than the NSA storing this information, because obviously emails and phone calls, they've got to go through the telephone companies first. And I believe there are, secured areas of every Verizon site, every AT&T site, where the information goes through first, and I believe it's flagged there and it's passed on to the NSA. Why not have a system where these private contractors, Verizon, AT&T, and others, store the information there, and then when the NSA can go to Congress or a court order and say, we have a valid need, we need that information, they grab the information then? Because as you heard in that clip, Eric Snowden says that all he needs is an email address or a phone number, and he can get into anybody's information, and that included the president.
Yeah, well, my understanding is the thinking is accumulate this information in mass. Those dots that need to be connected are tiny. They're needles in the haystack, and you don't know the information that could lead to Osama bin Laden unless you have it all in front of you and can analyze it. So that's their thinking. Definitely privacy advocates have concerns and see the data collection as excessive. And you're right. It's been said that the security controls just aren't there to prevent insiders like Snowden or Manning.
It just seems like the potential for abuse here is
Right.
very high. When you spoke to Harvey Davis, first of all, how close are they to completing the site?
It's ready to be operative this fall.
Did he mention anything else that he's going? What's next for Harvey? Another data site, like in Alaska, something even bigger?
Well, he mentioned Germany. He's working on projects there. One of their big ones is the Maryland sister data center. Just broke ground in the spring.
Well, he certainly is working for the right people. Aliya, it's a fascinating story. I have a feeling the NSA story is going to be with us for some time. We're going to be talking about it, so we'll have you back again real soon.
Oh, thank you very much. Have a great evening. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you very much.